Welcome, welcome all. It's Monday. We're back on the Monday schedule again. I hope you see all the new lights. We're really excited for how we're improving on our stream, our weekly stream. Hopefully, we won't make it like too much work for ourselves. But I'm really excited today. So, welcome again, watching. Really excited about what the subject about this matter, about this, what the subject matter of this video is today. Super excited. So, I'm talking about, so what is the vision? What is the reason? What is the reason for existence? Why am I here? Why are we here? Why is this company here? And it's a really deep story that some of you that know me from my church, or know my family, or know some of my things in my history know about this. But essentially, this company has been a vision of mine from I was a teenager, and essentially it was really way before anything. And to be honest, when I started this company, I didn't start it and sort of build it based on what happened when I was a teenager. I completely had no connection or anything connected to that particular moment. But I'm really excited about this because this last week we did something that really ended up turning into, I did something that really was, that made me sort of start this whole story again of what happened. So here's the reason why this video is triggered. Just stay tuned. I know I'm dragging this out as I always do, but check this out, and then I'll explain why I'm really excited. So check this out. Check this out. Oh boy. So, okay, I don't know if you can see it well or what, but this is the original. So this is why I'm so super excited. If you check this out, if you can see it pretty well, you know this is what it says up here. Over here, this part here is black, and I have down here, if you could see it, this is parking. It's just, you can see my scribbles. So to give you complete clarity, this was drawn when I was a teenager. I had a dream when I was a teenager about this company. And when I started this company, I completely forgot about this drawing. And actually, even the roots of this company have nothing to do with what you will notice. One of the key things about this that some of you can't see because of the way the camera's framed and the conference table is kind of right here, but I kind of tilted it down so you can see, is that this is two buildings here, okay? Two buildings. One of this building says Debo, and you can say, you see it says Debo Inc., and then I put Productions, Debo Productions Inc., and the other one over there, if you can see, it says Debo Web Industries. And why is this like a big deal, and why is this on a canvas? As you can see, it's on a canvas. I got it framed, and so okay, so kind of diving into it. Why am I so excited about this is because I had this dream about this company, VCast, when I was young. At that time, my nickname, if you don't know, is Debo. My dad has always called me that before the movie Friday, before anyone. So that's always been my nickname. But in this dream when I was a teenager, it was a dream about seeing that I was running this company that had two buildings. One was focused on video production, and in the dream, like, of course it's not in the drawing, like there was kind of like some of the things that's happening now, but of course still on a much larger scale than where we even are now, where there were rooms with cameras and gear and rental gear and shooting gear, production gear, and there were studios with green screens, wide screens. There was rooms with editors and all of that, which some of that is kind of how the company is now. But on top of that, the other aspect of it was the other building, what you see there called Debo Web Industries, was in the dream. I didn't go in that building, but and it's probably for good reason, because I didn't know that I would be doing the other part of what VCast does right now. In the dream, it was a Debo Web Industries, but it's so reminiscent of what's going on right now that it's like mind-blowing, right? It's super exciting. And it's that in Debo Web Industries, as a part of VCast right now, the other aspect of VCast is really focused around web technologies. The Fundometer that many of you that follow our company know is a web-based technology that uses fundraising thermometers and people texting. And there's a lot of technologies and programming that went into that on the back end to really make that happen. And other interactive technologies that we do for events, all of it is based on web technologies. The whole thing is developed on that. And I had this dream from I was much younger in my teens that we would be building a company that is engaging on these two different fronts to provide production services and web or interactive services, as you know it is now, to clients. But not only that, as you can see from the size of these buildings and the two-way street and whatever, that it was a very big business. And I say this because I say to my team all the time so that they're really clear on exactly where we're going and what the vision of this company is that our vision is to become the #1 visual and emotional engagement company in the Northeast, in the whole US. We want to be the #1, not the #2, not the #3, we want to be #1 to help our clients engage with their prospects, engage with their clients, engage with the people that they are wanting to target with so they can make informed or make emotional or impactful decisions. Our goal is to become the #1 in this area. When someone thinks about video, when someone thinks about interactive visual engagement, the #1 name on their mind should be VCast, right? That is our vision, because we want to be the #1 at it. We want to be the best at it, at visual engagement. And I'll tell you the story of sort of how this came about, right? So how this came about is, so I had this dream when I was much younger. When I had the dream, my dad told me, you know, when you have a dream like that, if God shows you a dream like that, you should write it down. And at the time I said, well, I don't want to write it down, especially me. I was never a big reader. So it's like, I didn't really want to write it down. He said, well, if you're not going to write it down, then at least draw what you saw. Because I was there trying to explain it to him. And he said, you should draw what you saw. So I drew it, and of course, not on a big canvas. I drew it on a piece of paper. It has a really big ending, so stay tuned, right? So I drew it on a piece of paper, and at the time, and I showed it to him, and I said, oh yeah, this is what I saw, like, and blah, blah, blah. I'm really excited as a teenager, but I was just like, I had all the focuses. I was a teenager. There was other things to worry about, right? So I actually draw it. I remember taking it and storing it and saying to myself, well, Dad said to draw it and keep it nearby so I have access to it. Through the next few years of my life, graduating high school, going to college, whatever, I completely forgot about that drawing. And not only did I completely forget it, I was pretty sure I completely lost it, maybe threw it away. Especially at that time in my life, I was a very, very messy young man that you did not want to come in my room. It was not pretty. So I completely thought that it was gone. It was completely never again to be seen. And my parents, my mother, one day my parents are really happy for the impact that us as a company, and especially knowing the beginning where we are, what the impact we're beginning to make, and people are noticing it, and people are sort of saying things to her sometime, and they see things, and she sees things, and she's coming to things, and I guess something happened, or maybe just tracking everything, one day when I went to church and at the end of service, she comes over to me and, she says, Debo, I have something for you. And I said, what? What do you have? And she's like, we're Jamaican, by the way, if you haven't caught the accent that I'm trying to replicate here. So she says, Debo, I have something. I'm like, what do you got? And she's like, I have something. I'm sure you'll be happy to see it. And then she pulls out this paper with the drawing from when I was a teenager. Oh my gosh, I was going crazy. I haven't seen this thing since I was a teenager. You don't understand. And so for some of you, I know you don't understand, but I haven't seen this thing since I was a teenager. That's like almost 20 years ago, or I'm not that old, maybe almost 15 years ago, you can call it, right? And it's probably almost 20, it's probably like 18. Anyway, yeah, I haven't seen this thing since I was that young, and I thought it was gone, it was lost, crushed up, and all kind of things could have happened to that thing because I was that messy. and I'm thinking it's gone. And she says, I see this, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this thing. And she's holding the original in her hand, and I'm just like, where is this? Where did this come from? And she's like, I'm like, I thought this was lost. She's like, you really think we would allow you to draw something like that and we rely on you to hold on to it all this time? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you've held on to this all this time. And I was just really excited. So long story short, I'm saying to her, I want to have this on the tape. And she's like, no, we've been holding on to this all your life. You're not holding on to anything. She said, you can make a copy of it. You could bring it to your office, do whatever, but you're not taking the original. And I said, you know what? If you've been able to hold on to it this well all this time, it's best you keep it, because I'm sure it would not be, it was literally in mint condition, you guys. Like, no folds, no nothing. As you can see from this, this was taken from an exact photocopy. I scanned the original, made a copy of that, brought that to the office, was in a little frame, and then I said to the guys, you know what? I'm going to put this on the big thing, because as I said to the guys, we are going to be the #1. And at the time when I brought this in and I showed it to them and I said, look, this is the original story that I didn't even remember about. This is what initially I'm supposed to be doing and we're supposed to be doing. So now everybody is super clear on what the objectives are. We want to be, anytime you need to get your message out there, your engagement, you want to engage new prospects, new clients, you want to do your fundraising events and you want to raise more money at the event that you usually wouldn't raise from sponsors and ticket sales. That's what we do. Those are the two engines of what we do. We are the #1 visual engagement company. You ever seen the back of our business cards? Well, I think it's on my desk. Oops. But essentially, if you look on the back of our business card, it says visuals engaging emotions. That's what we do with both aspects of our business. The two key things we do are video production and the Fundometer/interactive event technologies. And it's just really exciting. So I wanted to make this video this week. I know it's a little longer than it usually is, but I wanted to share this to you because it makes me excited. And especially, I brought it in like a little while after my mom gave me that copy and put it in a small frame. But even as we've been adding more people to the team, and as some of you saw the video last week, it was about teamwork. Each time someone comes in, it's really important for us to let everyone be clear on what our objectives are as a company. What is it that we're trying to do? Who are we trying to please? What is it that we're trying to do for them to make sure that they get the objectives done that they want to get done completed? And what is our role in that? So we're always re-educating new people on what is the intention of our company. We want to help our clients use visuals and emotions to make decisions, help them to have their clients or prospects make decisions. And this is sort of the big part of that. Isn't this exciting? Right? It's super exciting. Okay, you guys probably never seen me this excited, but that's literally, I sent it to get put on the canvas, and then when it came in the office, everybody saw me getting really giddy and really emotional about this, because it's the initial part. And as I said before, when I started the company, I did not remember anything about it. It was only after the company started sort of moving forward that I remembered about it. But then my assumption was that thing is long gone and lost. And I remember my dad said to write it down and draw it. So I didn't even bother to ask them, because number one, I was pretty sure I had it in my possession in whenever it might have been lost. And on top of that, I didn't want to tell them that, yeah, I know at that time you told me to write it down and keep it safe, but I don't know where that thing is. So it was really exciting to see that they actually held on to it all this time. So that is today's video. Super excited about that. I was super excited to share that. And I know time is running. So thank you for watching. Again, if you aren't subscribed, subscribe on our YouTube, our Instagram. We're very active on Instagram, by the way. So subscribe to VCast on Instagram and Donville Collins. I do my own thing in the company, and the guys, they post a lot of things as well. So follow us in both places on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere you can find us. And I look forward to talking to talking to you again next week. Thanks, guys. Thanks for checking in.